Hi there! How much do you know about defense mechanisms? Find out, test yourself, and take this quiz. Nina, an average looking girl, and Joseph, a very handsome guy, have been in a relationship for almost a year. Nina has frequent fits of jealousy that upset Joseph, and they end up yelling at each other. After its quarrel, they kiss and make up. However, this time, Joseph cannot take it anymore and tells Nina that he is once and for all ending the relationship. Instruction for the quiz. You will be given situations based on this scenario. Identify the defense mechanism used in each situation. You may pause the video to give you time to think of the answer and then resume to find out what the correct answer is. Nina goes to bed crying. When she wakes up the following day, she remembers everything about the quarrel except the breakup. What is this defense mechanism? The answer is repression, which is unconscious forgetting. The breakup is anxiety producing, so Nina has put that memory into her unconscious so that she does not have to deal with it. While it is in the unconscious, it is forgotten, so it's as though nothing has happened. Previously, after each quarrel, Nina would send Joseph a cute loving greeting with lots of heart emojis and then invite him for dinner in her home where she would cook his favorite food. What is this defense mechanism? The answer is undoing. In undoing, there are two actions. The first action is inappropriate and is therefore anxiety producing. The first action here is throwing a jealous fit. The second action is supposed to erase the effects of the first action. And the second action here is being extra sweet and loving to Joseph. Before their breakup, Nina and Joseph used to go on picnics eating food that Nina prepared. Nina may have been an average looking girl, but the food she cooked was five-star quality. What is this defense mechanism? The answer is compensation. Compensation is making up for a perceived or real deficiency or weakness by overachieving in another area. Nina makes up for her plain looks, that's the perceived deficiency, by overachieving in her culinary skills. This decreases anxiety by increasing self-esteem. Next month, Nina and Joseph would have been 1 year into their relationship if they had not broken up. Nina is now excitedly writing down her plans for their anniversary celebration. What is this defense mechanism? The answer is denial. The fact that Nina is planning for a celebration despite the breakup shows that she has not accepted reality. This decreases anxiety by allowing blockage of the anxiety-producing thought and feeling. She would stop denying when she is ready to accept reality, that the breakup has really occurred. Nina sends Joseph a greeting with heart emojis, and Joseph replies, "You're crazy, we're no longer a couple, goodbye," and then blocks her in social media. Nina is shocked but decides not to think about it because she is due for a research defense in 1 hour. What is this defense mechanism? The answer is suppression. Suppression is conscious, deliberate, or intentional forgetting. Nina consciously sets aside the thought of Joseph's behavior and how it made her feel because the anxiety associated with them would prevent her from functioning well in her research defense. So her priority at this time is her research defense. After her research defense, she can already allow herself to think about what happened. After the research defense, Nina finally thought about Joseph's message. This made her very angry. She yelled at her little brother, slammed the door, and threw a stuffed toy against the wall. What is this defense mechanism? The answer is displacement. Nina's anger needed to be expressed, but going to Joseph and yelling at him was too risky. It may destroy any chance of saving the relationship. Most likely, that would be really the end of the relationship if Nina did that. So Nina safely expressed her anger on her brother, the door, and a stuffed toy, all of which cannot fight back. After expressing her anger, Nina spends the whole afternoon curled up in bed, alternately sucking her thumb and shoving food into her mouth. What is this defense mechanism? The answer is regression. Nina shows the oral behaviors of thumb sucking and overeating. This means she has gone back to an earlier stage. This mechanism reduces Nina's anxiety by letting her go back to a stage that is associated with safety and security, and that is being an infant. Please don't be confused about regression and repression. Think of regression as this. It is the opposite of progress. Instead of moving forward, it is moving backward. So progress, regress. That evening, Nina joins her family for dinner. When her mother asks why her eyes were swollen, she casually answers, "Oh, it's because I've been crying the whole afternoon. And before I forget, Joseph and I have broken up. And Mom, in case you're looking for the bags of chips that you bought, I ate all of them." What is this defense mechanism? The answer is intellectualization. Nina's answer was focused on facts. The fact that she cried, the fact that she and Joseph had broken up, and the fact that she has eaten all of the chips. But this was devoid of feelings. Remember that what is specified in the situation is that she just casually answered. This mechanism reduces Nina's anxiety because she does not have to recognize her anxiety producing feelings. Nina finally realizes that the relationship is over. Looking back, she tells herself that Joseph was intensely jealous about her relationship with male friends. He just kept it to himself. What is this defense mechanism? The answer is projection. Nina cannot accept that it was her fault that the relationship ended because that would increase her anxiety. This is something that is unacceptable to her. So she attributes her trait, being jealous, to Joseph. This decreases her anxiety because she does not need to recognize her own shortcoming. The anniversary day comes. Nina spends it in bed, daydreaming about her planned celebration. She imagines having a candlelit dinner with Joseph and that they are whispering sweet nothings to each other. What is this defense mechanism? The answer is fantasy. That's daydreaming. Nina temporarily escapes reality by imagining something that makes her feel good. While doing so, she can pretend that everything is okay. A mutual friend asks Nina what happened with her and Joseph. Nina answers, "We had to part ways because we realized that we were not compatible with each other." What is this defense mechanism? Answer is rationalization. Admitting that it was her fault that the relationship ended and that in effect Joseph has dumped her would be too anxiety provoking. So the reason that Nina gave is something that's logical because they were really not compatible with each other. But that was not the real reason, right? So it is justifying what happened by giving a different reason. Nina misses Joseph so much and wants to make the first move to reconnect with him. She decides against it because, as her mother told her while she was growing up, decent girls do not chase after boys. What is this defense mechanism? The answer is introjection. Nina has taken her mother's value into herself and now she recognizes this as her own. Nina really misses Joseph so much. Every time Nina thinks of Joseph, she experiences chest pains. What is this defense mechanism? The answer is somatization. Somatization involves expressing anxiety as a physical symptom which is autonomic in nature. How can it decrease anxiety? Focus on the body can ward off anxiety-producing feelings by taking attention away from them. Meanwhile, Joseph has moved on and now has a new girlfriend. Nina sees them kissing each other. Nina suddenly becomes blind. What is this defense mechanism? The answer is conversion. Just like somatization, conversion involves expressing anxiety through a physical symptom. But the difference is, in conversion, it is an impairment in sensory or motor function. In Nina's case, blindness decreases her anxiety by preventing her from seeing what is anxiety producing, which is Joseph and his new girlfriend kissing. Nina regains her sight and often sees Joseph's new girl in school. Nina starts styling her hair and dressing similarly to her. As days pass by, Nina even talks and acts like her. What is this defense mechanism? The answer is identification. Nina may have started with a conscious imitation to make herself attractive to Joseph. Then she progressed on unconscious modeling of herself with her rival, similar to a child's identification with the same-sex parent. If you cannot defeat your opponent, then be like her. In a seminar, Nina finds herself seated with Joseph's new girl. She feels the urge to stab the girl. The urge passes. Nina brings snacks to the girl, offers to make coffee for her, and attends to all her needs during the seminar. What is this defense mechanism? The answer is reaction formation. There's a hostile impulse, and it's anxiety producing because it is considered bad and it's consistent with one's ego ideal. Nina decreases her anxiety through behaviors that are opposite to the impulse, thereby reassuring herself that she is good. So I want you to differentiate this from undoing. In undoing, there are two actions. The first action is inappropriate and anxiety producing. The second action serves to erase the first action. In reaction formation, the first aspect is that of a thought, a feeling, or an impulse. And this is replaced with something that is exactly opposite of the first one. Nina often feels the urge to be violent when she sees Joseph and his new girlfriend. She writes an article on anger management for the school paper. What is this defense mechanism? The answer is sublimation. Acting on a hostile impulse or being violent is considered to be socially unacceptable, right? So what did Nina do? Nina decreased her anxiety by expressing her hostile impulse in a socially acceptable way, which is writing about the very topic that is actually bothering him, and that is anger. But instead, she wrote about anger management. Nina meets Michael, an average-looking guy whose smile reminds her of Joseph. He even sounds a bit like Joseph. Michael and Nina are now a happy couple about to celebrate their third month of being together. What is this defense mechanism? The answer is substitution. Nina has replaced Joseph, the original love person, with Michael. Substitution is effective because Michael has similarities with Joseph. Hopefully, Nina and Michael will live happily ever after. But there's no assurance because this is not a perfect world. If this were a perfect world, then defense mechanisms would not be necessary. Please subscribe to my channel.